TasTAFE is actually Tasmania's leading public vocational education and training provider, offering internationally recognized qualification designed to prepare students for the real world. For international students, TasTAFE provides practical, hands-on training, and the programs such as health, business, information technology, trades, hospitality, and this is what Nika will be covering a little bit more. And also, Tasmania is known for its safe, welcoming community and high quality of life, making it an ideal study destination in Australia. So now I'll pass it on over to Nika, who will take you through the presentation and share you more detailed information about studying at TasTAFE. Nika, on to you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much for AIG's invitation to be here. Hello, everyone. I really appreciate your time coming here and hearing my information about the Tasmania and TasTAFE. I would love to introduce myself officially. So I am Nika. I'm from TAFE Tasmania. So TasTAFE is actually the only one government TAFE in whole Tasmania. So I actually came to Australia like around 10 years ago as an international student. At that time, I also chose Melbourne. Melbourne was my first choice because as a student overseas, we only know like Sydney and Melbourne, those big cities. And so I studied my master's degree at Monash University. And but after I came to Melbourne, the biggest I would say one of the biggest feelings, of course, Monash, my skill is like amazing. But after I moved to Melbourne, I do realize that there's so many Chinese over here and international student as well. As a very vibrant big city, like and the welcoming people from diverse culture background. Sometimes I realize I don't actually need to use English. I can survive by using Chinese. But after 2 years of time, like after I finished study, I encountered the first barriers is at that time I wanted to secure my first job in Australia. And I find out Australian job opportunity for international student, especially East Asia students, is a little bit different than what we expected. So for example, I'm originally from China. So in China, if you have a very high degree, so for example, master degree, PhD, like you seems like have more chance or opportunities, you are more competitive like in the job market. So that's why all the parents want the children like in East Asia go to fantastic schools so they can be competitive. But actually in Australia, on the contrary, they do need someone who has the practical skills. They need a lot of actually labors and in the different professional sector, like a construction, aged care, childcare, like someone who actually can work right away. So at that moment, like I consulted with my counselor. I said, what should I do? Because I did spend a lot of time in finding a job and they all asked for experience. So, and also I was seeking my permanent residency in Australia. So like my consultant suggested me saying, oh, Nika, how about you move to Tasmania? They may have a better chance. I was say like I was thinking, oh, Tasmania, like that's a regional area. I never been to Tasmania before. I don't know what's the life look like over there. And but I still follow her suggestion. Now, today, when I think back, I couldn't thank her enough because she actually gave me an option no one ever suggested to me, but that actually changed my life journey actually. So of course, after I moved to Tasmania, I study, I got a government job until this year is my 7th year living in Tasmania. Time really fly. Okay, so today that's actually my journey. I have a lot of my friends and students actually having similar paths. That's why I'm really enthusiastic to introduce this destination. Unlike Melbourne and Sydney, Tasmania have a lot of unique advantage or like benefits for international students. Okay, so during the presentation I'm going to deliver, if you feel free to type your questions. Okay, I will try to make that easier and straight to the point. Yeah, okay, so let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. That's good. All right. Like I said, TasTAFE is the only one government TAFE in whole Tasmania. So we provide a wide range of courses for international students. So we always say Tasmania is a path less crowded. We normally don't advertise Tasmania to the student like Melbourne City. We are not really vibrant city. We are considered as a regional area. But actually, just because of this, they give us a lot of advantages in different perspectives. Okay, so we do suggest the students when they choose the future destination for study, they do not follow other people's paths. They should totally understand what is the best option for them instead of just following what other has been doing. So first, Tasmania, of course, we have fantastic nature beauty. We're in the regional area, have the purest air, purest water. It's a very, very beautiful place. This picture is from Lavender Farm. If anyone ever traveled to Tasmania before. So the second part I would love to emphasize in Tasmania now, we do have a lot of like Aussie, like I would say is Aussie domain community. So we have authentic Australian study environment and the language environment. So a lot of students actually come to Tasmania from another country. Their language improves super fast in 6 months' time, and they can actually start picking the part-time jobs in their spare time, just because they need to force themselves to use English like in the class and also outside the class. So I do remember when I studied in other city, like I find out a lot of my classmates actually from the same country. So we all speak Mandarin, our mother language. So because we feel more safe and comfort to stay with our own people, and there's no culture shock. But actually in Tasmania, the students, like I'm being honest, we don't have a lot of like international students, but they give the student a very authentic language environment. They can pick up the English in no time. You are all experienced counselors. I believe you definitely have the student before. You definitely might or encounter any student who spent several years overseas. When they're going back to their home country, they're still struggling to speak English. So I would say, of course, a student spend money and parents spend money, send the children all the way to another country to study. They want to have a very good study experience. That they want to at least pick up the language and have a very good career outcome. So I would say Tasmania will give them this environment and to get them ready as soon as possible. So another thing is that compared to the big city, we do have a relatively smaller living cost. So as a government TAFE, we have a student accommodation is $225 per week, including all the bills like electricity bill, internet bills. Those are $220 per week. Like I can give you a little bit idea. In the big city, they normally, if they have their own room or student accommodation, is a 350 to 400 per week. But in Tasmania, TasTAFE, we offer 225 per week. And the student can stay there for long term. They also can stay there for short term, for 4 weeks or 6 weeks when they newly come to Tasmania, and then they can find a house or find a share house with their friends or classmates. Yeah, so this is about the living cost. And the next one, the student, when they ask, okay, if I go to regional area, not like a big city, are there many job opportunities? So I would love to give you some idea about what is the job market. So in Tasmania, like especially at TasTAFE, our course are designed to meet the labor shortage in Tasmania job market. So from our the course we provided to international students, we have observed that there's 3 big industry easily to get a job on, and also we have a very high employment rate. After the students study with us, they highly likely can secure a job. First one is health. Aligned health, like nursing program, aged care, disability care support worker, those jobs after they study, that's like high demand, like high in demand industry in Tasmania. Tasmania, every five Tasmanians have 1 people live with disability. So that's the reason why we need a lot of support worker. Okay, so except aligned health, health relevant courses, another 2 big industry. The first one is tourism hospitality, and another one is education services, which is childcare. Okay, so these 3, the biggest industry, actually we have a very high employment rate. For other employment data, so this is a data from a government, the recent published data. So you can see by 2027, we still need a lot of professionals. So you can see in the middle, they have employment growth, and we have like in the last column, so they have a top growing occupations. So they give some example. Actually, the list is very long, but they give some examples. For example, in the professional, the top sector, we need a lot of registered nurse, like enrolled nurse. So whoever studied nursing, we need a lot of accountant, disability and aged care support worker, and we need a lot of people work in the hospitality, commercial cookery, bartender, chef, cook. So you can see like in the last column, they actually have plenty of job opportunities for the international students. Okay, so this is a job market. So I would say if you have any student or the student is really interested to get a job after they study, they don't want to go back to the country right away. They want to get some work experience in Australia, especially in Tasmania. I would strongly recommend they study healthcare, childcare, community service, hospitality relevant course. So they do not only can get a job, but they also, the pay rate is actually quite good. Sometimes we joke about all our students actually make more money than we do. Yeah, it's actually very, Tasmania is a very good place and to settle down and work. So this part is about migration. A lot of international students, after they study, after they work, they may consider to contribute their skills and to Australia and stay here permanently. So I would say Tasmania also give the students some migration pathway. I'm not able to say that much because I'm not expert in the migration pathway, but this is there's a website, and also you can contact the AIG team. So they will have some like expert Mara agent can help you to understand better about the Tasmania migration pathway. But this data probably for you a little bit understand. You don't need to look at it. This is a screenshot from the government website actually. So I can give you a brief idea. The advantage for Tasmania for migration is actually we don't have that many applicants. So successful rate will be higher than other state. Of course, considering different people have different profile. All right, okay, so let's back to TasTAFE. So like I said, TasTAFE is the only one government TAFE. So what do we normally offered to international students, the first is the facility. Because we are government's TAFE, I actually have some pictures at the end of the presentation. Like you can see, we have very good facility, very beautiful campus, and the training, like I said, all the courses we provided are hands-on practical training. So we help the student to get job ready. Like I'm not quite sure if all the counselors understand what is the difference between vocational education and higher education in Australia. So higher education is more suitable for the student who want to achieve higher academic achievement. So, but for vocational education, we focus on helping students to get them job ready. So once they whatever the training they receive is all up-to-date information from the certain industry. We collect the feedback from local companies, employers, keep asking them, what kind of person do you need for your company? What kind of skills, informations, trainings do you need? So we have the consultation with the local companies every single year to update our teaching materials or training materials. So those hands-on training is help the student to really can get them job ready and give them a positive employment outcome. So next one, we also have a career support, we have student support, we have team to support the student in language, in practice interview, write the resume, and like a lot of different support, and keep them the study journey from the very beginning to the end will have like a very smooth study journey for the students. Next one is in TasTAFE, we don't have a separate class just for international students. So they don't need to worry about they actually study with other like only international students. They actually study with a local Tassie Australian students. So they can actually pick up the culture and they can pick up the language very fast. Last one is about of course, we're government, like at the moment, we do have some certain criteria for students to meet if they want to come to here to study. And but for the visa thing, we trust like the professionalism with AIG. We have a few visa successful case with AIG education. So I think that their counselors will have more like better information. Okay, so now I would love to quickly go through the programs we currently have. So first, we have a business program IT from certificate level to diploma level. And then is our most popular course, Diploma of Nursing and Certificate in Individual Support. So this course, after they study individual support, they can become aged care or disability care worker. That is a 1-year course. But if they want to become a nurse, they can study Diploma of Nursing for 2 years. And after that, they will become a registered, Australia registered enrolled nurse. Sorry, for the nursing, I would love to give you a little bit more information. Only nursing course, we request the student to have IELTS 7 or PTE 66 in each single band. If their writing is a little bit low, we still can look at it, but like overall, they need to get IELTS 7 and PTE 66. So this is quite strict on their language because nursing course is a bit difficult, I would say. They have a lot of medical terminologies. Okay, next one, we have Surgery Horticulture. We have Cert in Engineering Drafting and Diploma of Civil Construction Design. So this course, Cert in Engineering and Diploma, we normally sell the international student as a package, 2 years a package course. After they study this qualification, they can become a draft person in the local engineering company. So this course, we strongly recommend some students, if they're excellent, are like super good at mathematics, like they can consider to become an engineer here. So after study this 2 years course, they have a future study pathway. They can study advanced diploma civil construction design for another year, and they can. I remember based on the current policy, they may have a pathway for 1.5 years working visa. Okay, next one is also one of our most popular course is hospitality. So on the left-hand side, right-hand side, I'm sorry, is certificate 3 in commercial cookery, serve foreign kitchen management, and diploma hospitality management. We sell that as a package as well, 3 qualifications in 2 years' time. So after they study these 2 years commercial cookery package course, they also can apply for job ready program, and that will give them a 1.5 years working visa, and they can get a job like locally in Tasmania as a cook or chef. So next one will be childcare, like community service as well. The first 2 qualifications, CES3 in childcare and diploma in childcare, package in total 2.5 years. Okay, CES3 is a 1 year course, diploma is a 1.5 year course, in total 2.5 years. So after study this package course, based on the current policy, they also eligible to apply for 1.5 years working visa. And if they want to work a little bit extra in Australia before they're heading back to the home country. And another one is a serve 4 community service 1 year, diploma community service another year. So these 2 are package course as well. So after they study this, they can become a community officer or housing officer. Like there's also like very a lot of like I said, Allied Health community service is a big high demand industry. All right, next one, we do have some added course program if your students like normally majority of other programs we have, like except nursing, our entry requirement is IELTS 6, but our PTE equivalent. But if they couldn't get that high level English, so we can package with English course, English program. We can take lowest level is IELTS 4.0. If the student at IELTS 4 or IELTS 4.5, we can package them some English course plus vocational course. Okay. I am not quite sure if I speak a little bit too quick. I show you some like photos over here. So this is our commercial kitchen, our barista training class, and IT cyber lab, and this is our own restaurant. In TasTAFE, we have our own restaurant. So anyone who actually study commercial cookery, they can do the work placement like in our own restaurant, or they can choose to do the work placement in other places, in other 4-star, 5-star hotels, like our service providers. So in childcare, hospitality, nursing, we all have a work placement hours. What does that mean? It's kind of like internship. TasTAFE as a government TAFE, we will arrange the work placement, this internship for the students. No problem at all, without any extra charge. Okay, so this is our nursing classroom. You can see actually our nursing facility is setting up exactly the same like hospital. Yeah, so the student will study over here. So from this year, we also ask the nursing student to use a virtual reality to actually have some interactive studies. They will make their learning journey a little bit fun. Okay, so this is basically all the information. All right, so I probably gonna stop here. So like I said, if anyone have anything like you feel free to ask us. And also we have been working with AIG for a while, for a few years, and they're very, very professional. And I also will really trust their professionalism. If you have any concerns, you can contact them anytime you want. Thank you.
Thanks, Nika. I think that's quite brief and also quite a lot of information as well. So to those attendees, particularly in Zoom and for other platforms, for the other platforms, you would be able to actually put in your questions as well. And I will read it through. At the same time, in Zoom, if you do have a questions, there are Q&A session in the box in the field. Please feel free to type in. But I've got a couple of questions for you, Nika, from particularly students. Let me just grab that out, if you don't mind. Where is it? Okay. So there is a students are actually currently studying a kitchen management similarly in Malaysia, and would like to actually continue to TAFE. Would there be a credit transfer option in that case?
Right. Okay. So I would suggest like when you applied, you can contact the AIG so we can look at your transcript in your local college and to see if there anything we can do the credit transfer. Because actually in Australian curriculum, there's a lot of things which may not be the same like in your home country. So we would love to check your transcript to see if there's any credit transfer we can do. That's one thing. And another thing, I think we will probably need to uh because if you come to Australia as a student visa, I think AIG will be the more expertise than I do on this point. So if you apply for student visa coming to here, and like after credit transfer, your duration and the visa time will be a little bit different. So let's see like based on the different things. And so if you want to actually stay here a bit longer and you want to study things properly, and maybe also after graduating you need to work here for a very long time, so the duration is actually, I would say, if you learn things properly and study here longer, maybe better. So yeah.
Yeah, just to top off of what Nika's answers, everyone, yes, you can get a credit exemption, but then again, the duration will be a little bit slightly short, which I think to benefit with the student visa, I suppose that a lot of the students would like to go a little bit longer on the student visa as well. So I think perhaps Nika, I think there will be about maybe 1 or 2 units. I don't think it's going to be quite a lot because the programs is a little bit different in comparison to back home opposed to Australia. From my understanding and from my experience, I hope I'm correct, Nika, in that
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, it is. Yeah, because
Okay,
we do have a lot of commercial cookery students that come to Australia study this qualification. They are all experienced the cook in different country. They all have their own like a certificate. But because a
that's right.
different country have a different cuisine and like health compliance, like guidelines, and a lot of things are like they might be different. So we need to check the transcript. Yeah. Mm.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, and in if I get an offer letter, what would be the deposit, payment deposit on the
Oh,
offer
right.
letter?
Oh, that's a very,
Yes.
very good question.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So normally we will take the student, we will ask the student and to give first the term tuition fee. and $300 admin fee, like administration fee. So, dear, I can give you a little bit idea how much is our tuition fee because you will have a range to think of like how much that will be. So, for example, if you want to come here study nursing, so nursing program 2 years, in total we charge 29,495. So basically nearly 30,000 Australian dollars, which means every year you need to pay 15,000 Australian dollars. So every semester, which is 6 months, you need to pay 7,500 Australian dollars. So if you want to join nursing program, so the first deposit you need to pay 7,500 Australian dollars plus admin fee $300. So I don't know how much equivalent to your current your own currency, but that's actually not much, like much less than higher education.
Okay, so there is one question on the Zoom platform. Is there a scholarship available at the moment for the upcoming students?
Oh, that's actually quite good. Is I in this coming because actually we just adjusted the price a little bit lower this year, so we couldn't we're not able to offer like extra scholarship. But for commercial cookery hospitality package course for this coming July intake, if you enroll hospitality and from AIG, we would love to waive 2 years admin fee for the students, whoever study hospitality program.
All right, perfect. Okay, I'm reading on the other platform. Is there a support available for accommodation, transport, and also orientation for students?
Yeah, of course. Because we are the government TAFE, you really don't need to worry about anything about it. So we definitely will have accommodation. Like I mentioned that earlier, we have a student accommodation charge 220 Australian dollars per week, including all the bills, like electricity and internet bills. And the student accommodation is within the campus. So like when you study will be more convenient. And Tasmania is really, really friendly in transport. So for example, this year, all the transportation is half price. If you are a student visa holder, you will have a concession student price. So it's even cheaper. So you can basically take a public transport, but if you are over 18 years old, you want to get your driving license, it's totally fine as well. Orientation, yes, of course. So before you actually come to Tasmania, our student support, after you finalize all the enrollment documentation, our student support will reach out to you to make sure when will you arrive at Tasmania and organize orientation with other student, meet your trainers, make the student card, everything. Yeah, so that will be very fun time. And we prepare the welcome gift pack for every single student. So you will get your own lunchbox and with TasTAFE logo, lanyard, everything, sunglasses, like it's a fun pack.
Okay, I'm trying to read the question. Just give me a second to interpret. Um, Miss Nika, what would happen if I cannot achieve the IELTS score? Um, can I, okay, can I sit another one more time and combine the two IELTS together? Okay, I understand. If the student cannot meet the IELTS requirement for the first time and sit another IELTS again, can it be combined together for those two IELTS in one sitting?
Okay.
Mm.
So that depends on the course. Okay. We talk about, so for example, talk about hospitality or any other course except nursing. So we normally take IELTS 6. If you couldn't meet the IELTS 6, we probably will ask the student to package some English course. But if you don't want to package with English course, so we do have an English placement online test inside TasTAFE. So if you want to try English test with the TasTAFE, we can send you a link. You don't have to do IELTS or PT. You can try the English placement test with us and to see if you meet the eligibility. So we have several ways and to see how can we support you to get into the program, either with English course or with our own English test. And but for different course except nursing, hospitality, childcare, we normally don't combine two IELTS test. Oh, in this point, I need to highlight, except nursing, other IELTS, you don't need to get academic IELTS. You can get general IELTS result. That's a little bit different than other higher education. So if you have ever take IELTS test, you know IELTS academic and IELTS general test, the difficulty is totally different. So IELTS academic will be more difficult. IELTS general will be much easier. So you probably can consider take IELTS general, so we can take that. Let's talk about nursing. If you apply for nursing, we can combine the two tests, but the two tests for English, they have certain requirement. So for example, we need overall 7. So you have two English tests. One writing is not 7. Another one is listening is not 7. Okay, but overall the two tests are all 7. That's fine. We can combine the two tests. But if one IELTS test is a 5.5 and another one is 7, then we cannot combine. So the overall score for two combined tests have to be more than 7. Okay, so just sometimes during the two tests that were just one band or probably listening or writing was not very good, you want to do it again, then we can combine. Yeah.
And also, Nika, just on clarification on the English requirements. So
Yep.
you would be able to take IELTS and PTE, right? For all of it. Okay. All right. And also for the English placement test, then basically we would be we can request the English placement test, and then TasTAFE will be contacting the student directly. What would be the formality of the English placement test? Is there going to be a video, or is it a simple link? And is there any additional cost? If let's say the student cannot make it for the first time, and then can the student do it the second time again, just in any case?
Sure, no problem. So for English placement test, we work with Duolingo. So basically, after you apply to TasTAFE, so you tick on your application form saying, I need an English placement test. Our admission team will send you a link from email. CC your agent and tell you, okay, you need to finish the English test. English test have 4 different steps: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. So for the speaking part, you need to open your video, to do the online speaking test. They ask you some question, you need to answer that. After you've done the test, they will send the result to TasTAFE directly within 2 days. After 2 days, normally, after you finish the test. So they won't have any cost if you apply from TasTAFE, and we give you the link, you won't have any cost. If you do that separately with Duolingo, you need to pay. So if that's TasTAFE send you the link, there is no any cost at all. So normally if the student failed, we cannot really offer another test than to do that again. So we just normally give the student one time. But like I said, for majority of the course, IELTS 6 or equivalent, PT equivalent shouldn't be very, very difficult. But if you couldn't, still can package with any course program. And for English test, so even though you pass the English test with TasTAFE, you might be able to get an offer, but depends on which nationality you are. When you apply for the student visa coming to Australia, they may also ask you to submit the IELTS or PT, depends on the different risk level of the country. Yeah. So some countries like India and Pakistan applicants, they still Home Affairs still requires them, even though you meet you pass the English test with the college, you still need to have IELTS when you submit a student visa. But for some like a level 1 country like Chinese student, Japanese student, I think they don't need a separate IELTS test when they apply visa. So that's my understanding, but double check with your consultant.
All right, perfect. I've got about two more questions, basically, Nika. And then to those who are actually still joining in or just joining, actually our presentation has gone. But then again, if you do have a question about TasTAFE, please feel free to actually put in the question in the inbox. So the next question is actually by one of the counselors. In your experience, which courses are most popular for um, for Indonesian students and also Malaysian students from your experience? And then the second question is that I need to actually reread this second question, but we'll go for the first question first, Nika.
Sure. So for Indonesian and Malaysian student, hospitality is definitely the most popular one, commercial cookery package course. And like we received a lot of applicants from the two different regions, and also Filipino students have a lot of like enroll hospitality. So except hospitality, I think childcare, early childhood education and care, and also aged care, like individual support, community, and plus the support in community service. Those courses are quite popular for Indonesia students as well. So a lot of Indonesian students actually came to here, and also Filipino students came to Tasmania to do the health relevant job like aged care and community service, disability care, and nursing. That's a very good pay. Yes.
All right, perfect. And the second question that I was trying to interpret is that if the students are actually studying certificate diploma and wanted to actually move on to a degree, do you have a partner university that you would do the diploma to degree or not?
Right. Okay. We do have articulation with the University of Tasmania. So if the student actually follow the news, like Tasmania is a regional area. So University of Tasmania is the only university we have in the state. And from last year, there's a government published a new policy. Any graduates from University of Tasmania can get 1 extra year working visa. So normally they have 3 years, they will get 4 years. And when they have 2 years, they can get 3 years. So that's a huge advantage. We do have an articulation with Utah. So for 3 different courses, we have an articulation with hospitality program. So after you study Sir3 commercial cookery, Sir4 and diploma hospitality with us, 2 years course, you can package University of Tasmania of Bachelor of Business in Hospitality Management. So that course, you need to study another 2.5 years over there, you can get a bachelor degree. So save you a lot of money. Like 1 year in higher education, bachelor is quite expensive. Is the 1 year course tuition fee is more expensive than our 2 years vocational tuition fee. So that's why I said that that's actually a good way to get multiple degrees and also within the limited time. And another thing is once you come to here study a certificate 3, you can right away to get a job like in this sector. So it's not like a bachelor. Bachelor, normally if you come to here study 3 years or 4 years bachelor, until you finish the whole 4 years, you couldn't get any degree on your hand. So when you get a job, you always have to do the low skill labor job because you haven't got your bachelor yet. So I would say like this pathway will be more beneficial for you to get some local work experience. So certificate 3 commercial corporate package bachelor of business, that's one. Another one is we have a cert 3 to diploma level of IT course, information technology, 2 years, can package another 2 years with UTAS for Bachelor of IT. And so same 4 years for different degree. And after this is what else? Oh, is also actually nursing. So after you study diploma of nursing, you will have a 1 whole year credit transfer with UTAS for Bachelor of Nursing. Bachelor of Nursing normally is a 3 years course. And so after you credit transfer for 1 year, you can just finish 2 years to become a registered nurse in with UTAS. Yeah. So it is like the 3 different pathways you can go from. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Let me just make sure that I've got all the questions over here. And also there was a talk about a destination scholarship. I'm not too sure if Tasmania has
Right.
that still. Is there a destination scholarship, Nika, going
Yeah,
on? Or
I think the students are quite, I think they probably have friends or family used to study here. We used to have a Destination Australia scholarship. It's actually the scholarship from government. If you choose a regional area to study, you will have some discount and something like that. So scholarship to offer. But now, like because Destination Australia scholarship is gone, like from the year before. So at the moment, we don't have Destination Australia scholarship, but they may have something coming up very soon because
oh,
we do receive a lot of information about the government try to support the regional area. So that's why you can see only the graduates from University of Tasmania can get extra 1 year working visa, not any other universities graduates, right? So we are quite positive. We're still in talk with relevant stakeholders, but at the moment I cannot guarantee anything. But if there's something coming up, I will definitely let AIG know, and we can update all the students who have scholarship coming up or not. Yeah. Mm.
perfect, perfect. Thank you for that, Nika. So, I think that's just about it, in terms of the questions. So, if you are not too sure, what else do you want to ask, to Nika, and then for some reason it pops up in your mind later on, please feel free to message us. And we will send it over to Nika, and then Nika will let us know, and we will let you know as well in those regards. And then secondly, to top off, I'm getting quite a few like scholarship, but then again, I think what you were saying that you would be able, if there is a good candidate, we would be able to kind of waive the application
Application
fee.
fee for this coming July in
Yes.
hospitality.
Application fee
Yeah.
for the yeah. Is it only for a certain program, Nika, or
Yeah, it's
is
a
it
hospitality. Yeah. Yeah.
hospitality? Okay.
Mm.
So only for the hospitality. So if you do have students, I mean to the counselors, if you do have a students, candidate students that want to do hospitality for the July intake, please feel free to reach out to us, and if the profile is good, then we will go ahead and waive the application fee. We can discuss surrounding that. But at this point of time, TasTAFE do not have any scholarship at the moment,
Mm.
apart from what we are offering for you today for the July intake. Thank you, Nika, for that.
Yeah,
And
no worries.
secondly, with the destination scholarship, as Nika mentioned as well, I think the government, Tasmania government, is in the talks in regards to the destination scholarship. If Nika gets to know about it more and share it with us, we will then share it to you.
Mm.
So I
Can I
think,
add
yeah,
one point? Like
sure.
I understand why do you concern about the scholarship, but because we want to actually to generate the best outcome within the limited budget. But because in this PowerPoint I didn't mention too much about the tuition fee, I want you to actually get in touch with AIG. But if you look at our tuition fee, you will understand actually we're quite cheap already as a government, because if you go what we do in Australia have an even cheaper option, but that's not government training quality. It's not high quality and that much support for employment. But for the government TAFE, we're relatively lower compared to all the big TAFEs, and like much lower than higher education. I would love to quickly share one example. I just met a Bangladeshi student we got. She enrolled with us last July intake. So she had got here in Tasmania for 7 months now, and she's 19 years old. She already get enough money from the part-time job to pay the second semester tuition fee totally by herself. So that's fantastic. So I would say if I were the student, I care about I think it is a very, very important we can quickly pick up the skill and make some part-time jobs and settled and consider the tuition fee. I really don't think that's a burden. If a 19 years old young lady new to Tasmania, they can do that. I think we all can do it. So you probably check the price first and to see like if that's affordable. But I will work also very hard and to get everyone scholarship as well. Thank you.
Sure. So we will be sharing as well the Nika's presentation, and on top of that, the course fees to all of you. And also the presentation is being recorded, so we will actually share it with you as well. And again, like may I repeat it again, if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And if there is anything to do with the admission point of view, definitely I will consult with Nika in regards to this as well. So thank you so much for your time, Nika. I appreciate it a lot. I think we learned a lot about Tasmania very briefly. And hopefully we can do another session, which we can go a little bit more, I think, in depth on the specific courses, I hope, Nika.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and have a good week ahead.